My money on jiggle jiggle. Folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle. For sure. You know that? You know that's the documentary guy.
Yeah. Louis?
Louis Theroux. Louis Theroux? You rocks.
I think you did it better.
I think it's Theroux.
Have anyone seen like the live vision of his week?
When he actually raps, it didn't sound as good as when he.
They put auto-tune
on
on it.
the reporter. No, it's from an old documentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's clearly like.
How awkward? Yeah.
That was good.
How awkward? How awkward would it have been in the actual interview? It was like, oh. Okay.
Actually, did rap a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it for a past. Did it for a past documentary.
When the fuck did I ask?
He's so cool.
What was the lyrics? My money done jiggle jiggle.
It folds.
What's the next bit?
I like to see you wiggle wiggle. For sure.
Doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, but the way he says it. I could be getting the words wrong.
Knowing us, that's probably true. Alright, how you feeling?
Ready to go.
Good. Yeah. What were we saying?
G'day and welcome to the Macpack Podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jamie McKenna and to my left, this week in order of Johnny Depp's biggest fan, it's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy?
I'll make you walk the plank if you don't like Johnny Depp.
And to my right, joining us 6 at 1 as he does each and every week, it's the neighbour of the pack, who we call Ginny Boy. Ginny Boy, how are you?
Johnny's been in the news and I'm on Team Johnny.
You're Team Johnny?
Of course I'm Team
I don't know
Johnny.
anyone that's not Team Johnny. Are you
It's
Team
Amber, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty small corner that she's operating in. Chat about that off the top. We're also discussing the Macpack Holiday that failed to come to fruition.
It was ruined.
It was ruined. Plus, we discussed Joe's inability, as we mentioned last week, to keep vomit down his throat.
Ooh.
And we also discussed an issue that I had with one of Australia's biggest telcos
Holy shit.
during this week. It's a massive app. So, let's get into it. Boys,
Brother Mingos.
How are we all? Are you well?
We're good. We're good.
Fantastic. This is one of the first episodes we've done where you're coming in from your new place.
Yeah.
It's, it's exciting. It's more of like an event. Oh, we get to see Jake.
Yes.
And,
People would pay good money for this service, is what I'm hearing.
Seems to be a bit of a trend.
yeah, one of a
recurring
trend with
over.
Riley and I have noticed. It's, we'll give it a
not
benefit
good.
of a doubt to
Yeah.
start off with.
I'll allow it.
A bit of a downer, what, me not being here?
No, we'll give you the benefit of a doubt to begin with.
Okay.
But,
So strike two has happened.
you've been tardy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've been late.
Okay.
And
7 minutes.
yeah. Well, what was the first? First week was like.
First week was considerably late. That
So
was
this
a
is
couple
last
hours.
This is last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, there was special circumstances.
There was. The
Yep.
the football was on.
Which we'll
but
talk
this
about
week we
later.
had a set, 7 o'clock. That's start time.
Yeah.
So it's weird because 7:07 to me is not 7 p.m.
Not often.
Quite a bit different.
Okay.
If
yeah.
you're working on the army clock, you've got to be there at 7, or else I don't know how many.
Or as they would say, 1900.
Should we develop some sort of?
I knew this was going to come up when I was sitting on my couch at 6:52.
See, that's where your first problem
And
is.
I was
I
like,
think that's where. Yeah.
I was like, I'm a fair chance to still make it for 7. And then quickly ran upstairs, got organised.
Well, upstairs must be very nice.
Oh, multi-story.
You text me and said, make sure you bring the laptop, like I was going to completely forget. Basically, the only piece of equipment,
We needed.
yeah, other than the 3 of us.
I wouldn't put it past you, J-Mac. Wouldn't put it past you, mate.
Anyway, the computer came,
Your computer did come, yep.
A little bit
and
late.
I was
Came
here.
in, and then you asked if you could borrow my charger. Well,
Yep.
you not got electricity at your place yet?
No, I was just ran out of juice. I thought there's nothing worse than when you plug your iPhone charger in.
Yep.
My iPhone's very old, and if anyone's selling a second-hand iPhone, hit me up. My iPhone's very old, and I put my smart charger in,
Yep.
Yep.
and it's a fast charger, which I'm very thankful to have.
fast. You think
Because
why are they not all
I went
fast?
from
Why
having
are they making the slow
I
charger?
had a slow motion one for ages, and I've been
Yeah.
using it. Taylor bought me the new one for my birthday, which was some months ago now.
Yes.
And I haven't used it because I was like, I'll just unpack it when I get to the new place. Got to the new place first day, unpacked it. I don't know why that was the...
So is this wireless or is this just
No, it's not
fast?
wireless. No, it's
Moving
just a
in, gift to
fast one.
yourself.
And so I had it plugged in next to the couch. And then just as I was about to leave, I grabbed it and I was like, oh, sweet. It'll be all juiced up. Like it's been on the smart charge or the fast charger for like
Yeah.
20 minutes, which is like usually enough to give it like 60 big bangers, yeah? And I
Yeah,
grabbed
sure,
it,
yeah.
and it was on 2%, and I was like, "Fucking hell!"
that's a
It
slow
wasn't
draft
plugged
You
in.
didn't pay the bill.
No, it wasn't plugged in. No, you can get them like half out. And it's like a bit on the piss.
that. Like,
Tough to do.
I actually, speaking of the chargers and such, and the laptop, I was charging the laptop, and you know, we had that issue where the cord was all frayed. And shit?
Oh yeah, it
So
fucking
we got,
gave,
like, one of those, like-
it electrocuted me while I was trying to edit one of the episodes.
Actually.
And then
Yeah, man, that thing got hot, especially because I had my phone charged and my laptop charging at the same time. And if I touched my phone and the computer,
You got a little zap.
I basically felt energy running through my system.
so we had discovered that it had been frayed. I don't know exactly what we think. It might have been the cat. We're not exactly sure what happened to it. And then
He's been buzzing around.
and
You can hear him. You can hear him going. He walks
got-
into a
all his hair is just out.
walks into a room and the TV changes channel. It just gets all fuzzy. He doesn't know how to deal with that much charge.
Yeah, and then I was like editing the YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel, and like and subscribe.
This week has sound as well, which is a nice touch.
Hey, watch
nice.
it, buddy.
For a
I'm
podcast.
cutting you out. I cut all Jake's gags out of the YouTube. But yeah, I was editing, and it was like, oh, it needed to be plugged in, so I plugged it in, and it wasn't working, and I was like, fuck, like, because you were saying like,
It
you know,
don't work.
if it's on the right angle, it's fine. And I was like toying with it to get the angle, but I realized it wasn't plugged in at all. Like the switch wasn't on.
This bloke just got a la-di-da.
A big, yeah, we
No,
can.
drop it on the. Drop it.
Yeah, so we've alluded to it before. I've even been asked about it by a couple of people.
What, listeners?
Yeah, they're like,
That's
oh,
the
you've
show.
got like a new, like another promotion, new job.
Got
Yeah.
another one. Got another one.
Yeah, so-
incoming at the minute.
Yeah, so when
This
this
bloke.
Second of the year, third of career.
when this no, it's not a promotion. So I've got a new job. I got
Oh!
a new offer, not to brag, but
He's out of there.
they came to me, they approached me.
Oh
with a
shit!
new
You got
offer.
sniped.
Headhunted.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
drafted,
Yeah, drafted. I'm going to NAM.
recruited.
So yeah, this time when this has come out, I will have been a resigned man.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
true.
Got the big resignation coming
Well,
up.
it's out there now, so hopefully that all comes in.
And if it's not, I'll just
the-
send the clip to him.
The most impressive part about this, Joe, I hear there's a bit of a pay increase.
Yeah.
There is a
Which
bit.
first of all you don't need. But
No.
second of all you're getting. So tell us.
The rich get
Yeah,
richer,
so
by all reports.
I wanted to hear figures, but of course we're not going to share figures.
We'll do percentages.
We can do percentages on
I
air.
think we can do figures. 6 of them?
It's a bit personal.
There's 6 of them?
Okay.
Before the
there's six.
decimal.
Yeah.
Before the decimal as well.
Very
Before the
nice.
decimal, there's 6 figures.
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
Jesus.
7's next.
7 is
Next year, yeah.
Yeah, if you
couple to go.
sneeze, you might get to 7. Right, the rate you're fucking
What
racking
can
them
I
up.
say?
So how
yeah.
much of a percentage increase from your recent promotion?
Here we go.
As in from what I'm on now.
Yeah.
So it's 30% more than what I'm on now.
Holy
give or
wow.
take.
So if the place you're at currently,
But how
we're
much-
Like we'll
And
bump you
but-
up.
but that-
we'll bump you up 50%. Would you hang them out? Oh,
Yeah, it's a tricky
contract
one.
chat.
Is he in it for the
What?
money or is he in it for the clout?
I'm in it for the clout.
And the bloke, he doesn't go to work often. He just works from his office.
Yeah.
So to be making 6
Yeah,
figures
well,
from
from-
bed is
Well,
pretty
Joe- yeah,
impressive.
Joe said
I
this-
know a few people who make 6 figures from bed, but they're not doing the work that Joe's doing. There's like, just gonna leave that there.
Joe said this is the first time he's going into the office. The day that he's going in to resign.
Drop
It's the first day
bombshells.
he's going into the office in like 2 weeks. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
no, longer than 2. So there was a span of there was 1 week where I was in a lot, and then there was 3 weeks where I went in for 1 day.
Combined
Yeah, 1 day
between,
but for the 3 weeks, and then
must be very nice.
Must be.
and then obviously I wasn't able to go in for 2 more weeks after that, and then I was sick, and that sort of fell in there.
Yeah.
So it's been
So basically
in the
November.
first 5 weeks I've been in there like
So
once.
Joe's going to go into the office. Everyone's going to be like, oh, Joey's
Oh,
back.
no,
Joey's
they're gonna-
back and he's ready to go.
He's gonna have to
ready be back at
he's
work."
gonna have to introduce himself to his boss and then resign all within the same couple of minutes.
Must be very nice.
Yeah, but I love the company I'm at, but it's a good opportunity.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Moving up in the world. Good stuff, Joe.
On you, Joey. Your
Love it.
OnlyFans will be absolutely kicking. Boys, speaking of charges, it's a couple of different sort of charges.
Clever wordplay, Jake.
He's
you
good
are.
at the
Obviously, the Johnny Depp stuff's been going on this week. Johnny
Yes,
Depp
the
v
big
Amber Heard.
trial.
Yes,
Can honestly say
finally.
I've never heard of Amber Heard
Heard.
unless she was linked to Johnny Depp.
She is she
bitch.
was in Aquaman as
Yeah,
the
I've been-
love interest.
Oh, really?
Yep. And
And she was also probably her most famous piece was the dog video.
Oh,
The-
fucking
the-
feline and pooch or something.
Yeah, you know when we killed their dog? You know,
Did
Australia.
we kill them?
I'm pretty.
I don't think we killed
Oh,
them.
okay. We would usually.
they came in. They weren't meant to come in. and
Yeah, sorry.
they snuck them in. Those chicken dogs.
Do you remember this?
Literally.
I remember Johnny Depp had dogs on a plane or something.
Yeah, so you're not meant to bring your animals in because of like
It's the
Cut.
the
they can
sequel
bring
to
fleas and disease.
sequel
and
to
stuff like
snakes
that.
on a plane.
Drugs, yeah.
And they weren't aware that the rules apply to rich people as well.
Yeah. So see Joe would get away with it.
Joey! Joe's aware though.
Yeah, then that was sort of when I don't know. I feel like especially in Australia, the tide sort of turned on Johnny Depp. He went from being like iconic figure, everyone loved like Pirates of the Caribbean, all these old stuff.
Yeah.
To sort of being like, oh, he's a bit of a weird guy now.
Yeah.
But I think sort of what's come out with his relationship with Amber Heard is that the relationship was very toxic, and it seems like obviously they're still going through the process and stuff.
Yep.
But it seems like he's been the victim of some pretty serious domestic abuse
Which
and
is
violence.
which in my opinion is a bit of a rarity. I don't think it's usually
Yeah.
I think
the lasses laying out the lads.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
why
it's
it's-
definitely rarer, and I think also it's one of those things where a guy doesn't really feel like he can come out and say like
Yeah.
that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
he's,
So I
out,
think
he's out there now. He's loving every minute of it.
Oh,
Have you seen
yeah.
him at the court
He's
case? He's just
fucking
genuinely taking
hilarious.
the red hot piss. He knows the case has won.
Oh,
I think so. He's sort of
He knows-
conducting
yeah,
himself
The
in a way
he
in which
walks around, like sits in the courtroom and just like answers questions. He's like, I know I'm telling the truth.
exactly. It's
So you
not.
can't
He doesn't
call
need to
me
do
out.
anything.
You
He's
can't
just saying
catch
what
me
happened.
because I'm just going to tell you the truth.
yeah,
Exactly. So he's caught up in zero lies.
his stock. If he had stock price,
Oh,
it'd be-
All-time high.
If
Well,
there was,
that's-
is there a sports bet for
to
this
the
kind of
moon.
thing?
I think that's a bit insensitive.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think
Well,
there's
if there was odds,
much.
he would be winning.
Yeah, and speaking of that, so it's sort of the first like the allegations and stuff sort
Yep.
of came out, and there was a lot of like he said, she said in
Hearsay.
stuff. Yeah, a lot
It's
of hearsay actually,
hearsay.
foreshadowing a little multimedia.
There has been a lot of hearsay. Do you want to play the clip now? This is basically.
So for those
okay,
who
so-
don't know, hearsay is if you say something in court quoting someone and they're not in court to like they're not going to be a witness or something.
Yep.
You sort of can't say, oh, they said this because they're not there to.
Yeah, it's not 100%.
Verify.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Johnny's learned that.
But
stuff.
he's being asked a lot of questions that relate to conversations with people that aren't around,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and so where he's in a position where he needs to explain what happened. You can't sit there and just be like, I can't tell you.
It's like if
So
you
he
were in
said-
court and they were like, "Oh, what happened on the podcast?" and you were like, "Oh, Joe said
said
this,
this."
Riley said this." That's kind of what the podcast is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what's going on. They're asking about conversations and shit that are going on. He's answering the questions, and then the lawyer, the crew for Amber are doing an incredibly bad job.
Oh my god.
Well, I think part of it is they're doing a bad job because they don't have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
And another thing is part of their case is they're trying to paint.
They're trying to rile him up to be
They're
this
trying
aggressor.
to paint him as the aggressor, as he's got this terrible tantrum.
Yeah.
Not terrible tantrum. He's got a
Drug
terrible
addicted.
temper.
Drinker.
He's
He's big on the drugs
yeah,
scene.
big on the drugs.
Loves
although
a binge.
yeah, and then
Who
so they're
doesn't?
trying to rile him up and get him mad, and he's just like.
He doesn't
He's just
give
like,
a
yeah,
fuck,
he
man.
seems so chill about it.
He
Yeah, here we
doesn't
go.
care.
Let's-
Play the clip.
Let's listen.
They jumped in and made
Objection,
sure
Your
that
Honor. Testimony about what Ms. Pennington had decided is hearsay.
We can move on from
All
that.
right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
good one.
Just go to the,
I was told that they showed her.
Objection, hearsay.
Your Honor, this is what
That's him laughing.
something he asked.
Told
This one's good.
he asked her what she would like for him to cook. That's hearsay, I guess.
I'm not just sure if it's offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
He got it. That was
Okay, all right, well, then,
I'm learning.
there you go.
Yeah, he's starting to like. He's literally a favorite in the courtroom. Like you can hear the jury.
Yeah, the people are
People
laughing.
love
the
him.
people laughing at him, and it's
I
like
think
he's
there was
catching,
one-
he's catching on to
It
how.
wasn't in that clip, but he was talking about like something that he had read, like a letter or something that was in the paper, and he goes, "I guess that would have been the hearsay papers." Like, he's doing gags up there.
He's dominating. I really like that he chucks the sunnies on as well. I don't know if they're,
allowed.
what do you call them? When you can bifocals, where you can
Oh, yeah.
read.
Oh, maybe yeah.
But I don't give a fuck, man. He looks so cool. He's got them on, and man,
He's so chill.
just doesn't give a
He's
fuck.
like, so I've been following the sort of case for a while, and Amber is like,
How
not-
long's a while?
When like, the pandemic started, I remember that's when I like had heard of it.
2020.
Yeah, and because
2 years.
because she's got like
Huge if true.
Yeah, she had been. So she also dated Elon Musk,
Yep.
and there's
I've seen things of
like him having like black eyes
bruises,
and stuff like
yeah.
that.
From
So-
Elon. Elon's laying him out.
No,
No, Amber.
Oh.
Amber laying
Okay.
Elon out.
Yeah,
Oh.
Possibly.
possibly.
Is
so
he
it's like
taking
a,
the stand? Is he going to have a couple?
Well, not yet.
No,
but
I don't think
maybe.
so.
I think he's.
Why not? Why wouldn't you get him to sit there?
Well, he wouldn't know anything about their relationship.
Has he
I don't think.
tweeted about anything?
Oh, fuck, probably. He loves a tweet.
He owns Twitter now.
Does he?
Yeah. He's
I
now
thought
the-
they were still in. No, he's not a primary shareholder yet.
Oh, I
They
thought he
should
was
talk
like the
about that.
majority share.
One of the best things that came out of the Depp trial so far is his old mate who came to the witness stand.
Yep.
So he's like been super supportive of both of them. He's like, you know, like they were like, I like them both. I'm friends with them all.
Yeah,
like
okay.
being really like, but obviously he's still on Johnny's side. And one of the things that the lawyers
Is his
are trying
name
to say,
John? Everyone always calls
Possibly.
him Johnny.
John Depp. Or is it Johnny? I'll find
Jonathan?
That out for you.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Depp.
But yeah, his mate, because one of the things they're trying to throw is like, so Johnny went to like rehab and stuff,
Yep.
for, like drugs and whatever.
Oh my God, John Christopher Depp II.
Very cool.
Johnny Depp for sure.
Very
Oh,
cool
that's
name.
cool.
And so they're asking him about like, oh, have you seen Johnny take drugs and stuff?
Yeah.
Like everyone knows like he does them because like, you know, he's Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
And then the guy was like, yeah, like after he said like, oh, he's like a lovely guy, like never seen him get violent or something. And they're like, yeah, but you've seen him take drugs. And he's like, yeah, I've seen him take drugs. He goes, I partake.
All right, boys. At the start of this year, we went on a little bit of a holiday down south. Remember?
Yeah, lovely little.
Doesn't feel like that long ago.
It wasn't.
Yeah, this year's flying. I feel like I say that every year. God, I'm
And-
getting old.
And then we.
I've actually seen a reason why that happens. Should I talk about it?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, go on. I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So so you live 1 year of your life. That's 100% of your life.
Yep. It's all relative.
The
to
toilet
percentage.
roll
All relative,
theory.
yeah. So if you're up to your 25th year, technically that year is only a fraction compared to when you were 8.
Yeah.
Another
fraction.
thing is when you're younger.
Do you reckon
so
that's true?
when you have, yeah, I think it is true. But also when you have new experiences.
Can we move your wine? It smells like wine, and that makes me feel quite sick.
There's a tasty white from Adelaide. isn't there?
Yeah,
Anyway,
the last time I had a tasty wine, it turned into a very
Tasty
not so tasty
green.
yellow.
we'll be discussing that in the next segment. Let's not leap ahead.
Yeah, true.
One of the things is, so when you're young, you have a lot of new experiences, which
Yep.
you remember more.
True.
But like, say like for example, going to work. Like if you're doing the same thing every
Which
day,
for you,
don't
tough for you to
form-
remember the last time you went to work.
you don't form as many memories. So when you like look back on the last year,
Yeah.
it like seems like, oh, that really flew by because like I didn't really do much.
Facts.
Yeah, for you. Anyway, when we went away, we came back. We were sort of brainstorming ways that we could pinch ourselves another holiday, and we worked out there a fuckload of public holidays
Yeah.
in April.
Yeah.
We're now in April, and they've come and gone. We had
Public holiday.
yeah. We had a few people message us on Instagram and say, "Are you going to talk about the public holiday?"
Yeah.
Because we called it the we called it the Macpack podcast.
It was
a holiday.
Back podcast holiday.
Unfortunately,
pending.
None of us
Damn.
ended up taking it. But let's play the clip from when it happened, and this quickly explains exactly what the holiday was meant to be all about. Look, TAC
Yep.
will get you 17 days break from work, and you only use 8 days of annual leave.
Here we go.
Lock it in. Here we go. You basically go to work on the last day is April 14th. Then you
Yep.
get a public holiday, 2 days weekend, and another public holiday. Then you're at Tuesday, the 19th of April.
Yep.
Then you take that off till Friday, the 22nd of April.
Yep. So you take off 4 days on the week.
Correct. And then you obviously get Saturday, Sunday as per normal.
Yeah, getting pretty late into April. What's that Monday?
That Monday is Anzac Day. So Anzac Day is the 25th of April. So all of a sudden you've got another
No.
little public holiday. So at this point in time, you have taken 4 days of annual leave.
Fuck.
And you've just strung together 11 days in a row
Huge.
of a break.
That's almost 3 times.
Yeah,
What you get.
That's good math. Then, if you want to get a little bit, I believe that's what you've already done. You've already
I
applied
did-
for
I
that.
did that this
That's
morning.
exciting. I'm going to do so very soon. I actually might go the whole hog though. This is the next bit. This is where arrogance gets quite elite. You basically already had from the 15th of April off until the 26th.
Yeah.
Non-inclusive.
Would be your first day back,
Yeah, 26th will be your first day back, which is the Tuesday. I'm telling you right now, take Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. And what happens then, Joe?
So then you've used 8 days of annual leave and you've got 17 days.
Correct.
Hell yes.
It's massive
That's the way to do it.
if you're able to pull it off, because obviously you get the weekends in there, but there's a few double header long weekends where you get the Friday and then you get the Monday,
Love that.
which is the key. We're going to brand it as the Macpack holiday.
There you go.
So yeah, be sure to let us know if you're taking off the Macpack holiday in April. Yeah, we didn't.
No.
We didn't even fucking take it. Hopefully some of the punters at home took it, because we fucking struck out.
Yeah.
Mind you.
Everyone loved that TikTok. Got like almost 500,000 views. Everyone was like, fuck this Macpack holiday. Seems like a plan.
It does, and it did.
Seemed like
and
a
then
fantastic
it
plan.
shut the bed. Like many things that we talk about on the podcast, they never quite come to fruition.
Why didn't it, Jake? Why didn't it?
Well, you got COVID, so that didn't help.
I got COVID. It defeated me. It was a long time coming. Where like, especially when it came into Perth, like it was like a big thing in Perth recently.
Yep.
I was like, do you know what'd be really cool, guys? If I made it through the pandemic and never got it.
Yeah.
No,
And
I
you
always-
made no steps to make that happen.
Hopefully,
Went
yeah.
out twice, 3 times a week. Went to
Yeah.
the gym. Went to like random people's games of indoor soccer, which is apparently where you got it.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, you got it in? I thought it just assumed you got it at the Obi.
Well, he was the only person at the OB. Remember?
True, yeah.
There was more people at indoor soccer than there was at OBH that week.
He was pretty close to that DJ, I saw.
Oh,
Yeah,
DJ Kisser.
Could be anyone.
But anyway, you ended up getting COVID,
Bring it home.
which apparently meant that we had to lock ourselves at home with the COVID kid
Yeah.
Sucks.
rather than escape his
Because-
sickness. It only took 2 days for me to get it, which was probably a good thing. I was actually, because
Yeah,
I
it's
started,
better to just get it.
I started getting not quite crookish, and I was fearful because you were also crook.
I was, sick.
And
And
just
my rats were not positive.
Forever
Fucking
being a
annoying.
negative Nancy, Joe just didn't show up positive on a single rat test. And he went and got a PCR test on the same day that he got one.
Hey, same day as him.
And yours was negative. And I reckon you were almost more sick than he was when you went there.
Oh, nah. Riley was like bedridden for a while.
Yeah, I was down bad.
And then I got sick, and I was hoping that it was going to be COVID because I didn't want to get whatever the fuck you had. Have
And
to
not
lock
be
away.
COVID, yeah.
And then on day 6, cop
Oh, you got COVID.
COVID and then be at home for 2 weeks. Anyway, I ended up getting COVID. And then I was negative, and then 2 days later I was positive, and bloody oath, that was probably the best news that I ever could have got. Did I tell you about what happened? So I wanted to test. I don't know if I've told you. I come out when I was feeling sick, and Mum goes, do a rat test.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I did one yesterday. I'm not allowed to leave the house anyway. What's the point of
What's the point of doing it? Yeah.
doing one? She goes, no, just do one. I was like, okay, whatever. And so the options are you can put one up your nose.
Yep.
Or you can apparently
Do the tongue one.
scrub your tongue. And there used to be, I don't know if they still make them, on toothbrushes, they used to be that little toothbrush scrubber.
Yeah.
So tongue scrubber on the back of a toothbrush.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, they were
And I used to
good.
hate them. They used to make me like gag and almost throw up, right?
Yeah.
And so when Mum was like, yeah, rub this thing on your tongue, I was like, oh, this is going to suck. I know that this is going to make me ill.
Yep.
Anyway, so I'm rubbing this fucking thing on the tongue, and she's like, oh, you got to do it for 2 whole minutes. And I was like, wow, that
it's
seems
long.
that seems like a long time. So I'm sitting there,
tough.
like that, like feeling quite sick.
Yep.
I get about 60 seconds through. I just start sucking on the thing instead of like doing the tongue thing. Because like, surely if it's in my mouth and I'm just like rinsing.
Oh,
it
yeah.
out.
The
She'll
test
be
doesn't care about the motion it's making.
Or like what position of your mouth it's on. It doesn't need to be specifically
No,
on
it's on
my
the
tongue.
back. The curve's at the back.
Anyway, I'm doing it. About 90 seconds passes, and Mum's up the other end of the table, and she's sorting out shit on the table, getting all the rat tests organised. And then she just, I'm looking at her. She just looks up at me with a bit of fright, double eyes glared like that. And I was like, oh, this will be good. And she goes, oh, just stop.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh, it's not. I wanted to stop. I was like, can we stop?
Yeah.
Can we stop?
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
And she's like, no, stop. And I was like, okay. And she comes like rushing over to me, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I pull the thing out of my mouth. She goes, that's the one that Joe used yesterday.
Oh, Joey.
Love it.
And so there I am,
so
fucking
fucked.
pulling the thing out of my mouth. You thought I felt sick before.
Well, it's a negative.
So it doesn't matter.
It's
So you-
disgusting.
Me and Joe just tongue kissing via a rat test.
Not the first time. Probably not the last.
Not the last.
It was absolutely vile. Mum's like laughing her head off. I'm like, if I had COVID on my tongue, the way in which I was scraping my tongue with my fingers, there's no way it was lasting. Anyway, a couple of days later, I tested positive, so that was good. So if I didn't have COVID when I did the rat test, I definitely got it from mashing your shitty COVID test on my tongue
Not on.
until I got
That's so far.
until I got the COVID. It wasn't bad. I didn't get like very sick. I've been way sicker.
Oh yeah, but it's disgusting. I mean the rat
Oh,
test.
the rat
thing.
test made me
I
feel
hate
way
the,
sicker.
the nose one really
I don't mind the
Not a
nosy.
fan.
The nose
Oh.
when you get a bit of juice on the nosy, that's a bit vile. When you pull it out and you go, that thing's
I got me
Boogers.
and
You got boogers on it.
green as.
me and mum got a proper. I don't know if they were even called PCRs. I think they're just called COVID tests because we didn't have the. Like, we didn't know we're gonna need these other rat ones. Like there's gonna be a secondary
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
So me and mum got them once. When I was sick. And there was like a little it was like one person had it here, and it was like like the biggest news ever.
That's the thing. I miss when I don't miss it at all actually, but when one person would get COVID in WA, and you'd just see this Facebook post. Mark McGowan's going to give a pretty intense interview at 11:30, and then he'd peel in at like 1. And we're all sitting there waiting, watching Channel 7, and he'd come and go, yeah, we're locking this whole fucking thing down, boys. No one's allowed to leave their house for 7 days.
I prefer
Yeah.
Because we got one
I don't
Uber,
mind the
we got one
lockdown.
Uber driver.
We love a lockdown. I love lockdown.
No, I do not love a lockdown.
It's relaxing.
Yeah,
sucks,
it's fun.
man.
It's like there's a little bit of excitement about it. It's like, well, what's gonna happen? You know.
Yeah, you're gonna hang out at home. You don't feel like you're missing
And I
anything.
love
'cause
like
no one
the
else is
countdown
doing
to like 5 p.m. tonight, and you're like, all right, what am I gonna do before like gonna hit the gym real quick? You gotta get your supplies. No, it's fun. There's a bit of a rush. There's
Yeah.
excitement in the
Those
air.
are the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days.
But yeah, anyway, I got one of them tests, and it was like, they're in like the full hazmat stuff,
Yep.
and then it was like I had never got a COVID test before, and she really just shoved it up there, and I forgot my PIN number. Just scraped it out of my brain.
She went up a bit too high, did she, Joey?
Yeah.
We asked the people of Perth because what I've been seeing.
I had COVID quite bad, by the way. You guys
Yeah,
were alright, but
he's fine. Oh, you had it when we were doing the podcast, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember,
You know, we made jokes about him being sick.
Yeah, he was violently. It was the next day you were positive.
Yeah, that night tested negative. Next morning, I was positive.
Yeah, that's good. That's what you want. We got it live on tape,
Love it.
exclusive. Macpack exclusive.
Literally. That was like, it was funny because I said to Joe like the next day, I was like, that was like the first time we'd seen each other that weekend. So it was like, and I obviously had it.
Well,
so I
that's-
was like, in that episode 81, I probably would have given both
us
of you
COVID,
COVID
yeah.
during the recording.
it's
There
like,
would have
if
been a
we did it-
moment at the start where you guys didn't have it, and a moment at the end.
Well, at the moment at the end, when you literally sneezed on me, and I verbally was like, "Oh, that's nice. Thanks for that." That was the moment I caught
And
COVID.
I,
I reckon.
after the episode when I gave Riley the good episode kiss.
Yeah, you tongued him. We asked the people of Perth because what I've been seeing incredibly, and I'm sure you're all seeing it. People who get around in their cars, driving by themselves in their cars, and they've got their
face mask.
Got their face masks.
Yeah,
on.
they're being safe. You know how it is.
They're being fucking idiots. We asked people of Perth. Is that what are your thoughts? Is
You
that
don't need to wear
Is that
one.
a yes or a no? No, not from a legality standpoint. From a
Oh, it's a big no. Why are you wearing it?
it's from just to being a normal person. Riley, what do you reckon? Are you a bit of a face mask?
Fuck no. If it doesn't have to be on, it's off. It's in my pocket. There's no, I'm only
leave
putting
mine-
it on.
I leave mine in the car.
Because you're allowed to walk outside with it. It's off when I'm outside. As soon as I enter doors, that's when
Yeah,
it goes on.
did
There's
I?
no car.
Did
The
I?
only time it's awkward when you like go to like you're picking up something like from a drive-through.
Oh yeah.
And then you pay, you order at the window thing.
That's
or like the microphone thing. And then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get this.
Are you meant to put it on?
Yeah, when you're talking to them.
I've never done that.
Oh, you're getting judged. You
Oh,
are
okay.
getting
You're
judged.
getting
Fair
judged.
enough. I think I'm probably getting judged because they know who I am. I think that's what it is. I'm
Oh,
there. No, I'm
Mr.
there.
Visa.
I mean, I'm there that I'm there that often.
I'm the guy
They
who
know.
doesn't wear a mask.
That's
They
anyway.
say you pull up
We're
to the
moving
thing.
on.
What do you want? And he goes, the usual.
Yeah. Anyway, we asked people of Perth, wearing a face mask when you're alone in your car. Is it a yes? Is it a no? And this might take the cake. We had a whopping 96% of people say no.
No.
A handful of
Who
people
said
said
yes?
yes.
Whom? Let's name and shame.
Nah, maybe.
I like to name and shame.
Yeah, we're not going to name and shame because there's a couple of people who, your mates went yes, which I thought was interesting. Anyway,
Could have been an accident.
we asked a few people.
Yeah, it could have been an accident.
Only in drive-through. So some sick said only in
drive-thru,
drive-throughs,
yeah.
which I didn't know was the case. Nah, I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, 0 point. There's no reason.
The
to
only
do
thing I
that.
can battle for, like sometimes it was all right. It went last year when it was deep winter. Alison Cook says it's warm. It does warm.
Keeps
the
your
face.
nose warm. Yeah, like a
It
little.
does warm the face.
I
Yeah.
remember the first. Anyway, we won't get into another story. Mum, who's actually going to be on the podcast next
Next
week.
week.
Be cool. Be cool.
The Mother's Day special of the Macpack podcast, which I think did we do that last year?
Mum face reveal. Mum's doing a face
Oh
reveal.
yeah, Mum
boys.
hasn't done a face reveal.
Holy
She was on-
shit.
It's all happening.
Yeah, she looks.
Dad's been on the video.
Dad has.
Dad's done a face
Dad's done a face reveal. Dad revealed a lot. Mum goes, so weird. Why do they wear them when they're alone? Question mark. Quite a bit of sass.
Yeah.
Fair enough, though. Mum's got a fair bit of sass running through her veins. Similar to the COVID that was running through her veins all week. I think they're linked. But yeah, I'm glad that we're out of COVID lockdown.
It's good to be
Can't
out.
say I want to do it again. We're now immune. We're like the Ninja Turtles, aren't we? We can't get anything for a while.
We are like the Ninja Turtles.
You heard it here first. All right, boys. Last week on the Macpack podcast, I made mention to the fact that we're going to tell a story this week.
Foreshadowing.
And we do
A
that.
classic.
I reckon we do that about.
Foreskinning.
We do that about every second week, and then
And
we
we
just
never
proceed
follow
to.
through.
Fuck
I
off
remember
that
this
idea.
at the time, and I messaged the boys.
You
like
did,
that.
and I wrote it down, which is
Also rare.
a nice touch. We're discussing Joe's vomits.
Yep.
I'm not sure how it came about last week. Do you?
My vomits. Riley's Oreo story.
Oh, that's right.
Oreo, yes.
Yeah, last week's a little bit of a nostalgia. This week's got a little bit of nostalgia.
It does.
Joey's voms. Joey's always been if there was an Olympic sport for vomiting, our man would win gold every day of the week, I reckon.
Oh, mate.
What can I say?
And
I
it's
know
not-
how to chuck.
It's not often on the piss. I'm very good at pissing, vomiting when I'm absolutely.
It's more when I was a kid. I used to be quite unwell.
Yeah, Mum has some tales about Joe yakking when he was a child.
Oh,
Should
well,
we
maybe
save them
we'll.
for next?
Nah, we're
telling him now.
We're telling him now.
Well,
We'll
it
see
could be a saga.
Mum could-
I've actually just thought of one that we don't have written down.
Okay, well, I'm sure we
Future
can get to
truth.
that.
Let's
I
say
think I
this
know
one.
the one. Anyway.
Anyway, go on.
So I'm very good at vomiting after I've had about 107 beers. You're
Yeah.
pretty good sober vom.
Joe loves a soda.
Yeah, but when I was little, I don't vomit that frequently now.
These are mostly in like the most. They're kind of in the recent years. They're not too far away.
Yeah, these.
When was the? Anyway, we'll go
Okay, so the first one we want to discuss,
the basketball.
the basketball one. Were you there for the basketball one?
I was there. Fun fact: me and Matt Byron were there. Matt Byron got mentioned last week. as
Oh
well.
my god.
Matty
Byron was
Byron.
amazing.
Shout out to Matty Byron,
Gotta have him
absolute
on.
ledge.
So this was. I think we're talking about the one that I'm thinking of as well.
Yep. Caught one.
Oh wait, which one are you talking about?
Caught one. Willits a basketball. Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe was a bit of a role player. Yeah? Know your
And
role,
this
play
was-
your role?
This was like not to. This is a good game to bring up because this
'Cause-
was.
okay.
We only had 4 people playing.
Correct.
One of them was Matty Byram's brother, Joshua.
Yep.
Who he was in a moon boot. He wasn't
Yep.
meant to be playing that week.
Did he play? No.
Yes.
No.
Not in a moon boot.
Did
Yeah,
he play?
he played.
With a
In a
broken
moon
foot.
boot.
With a no, it was like very much like on the mend. It might have been a sprain.
He wasn't. Oh,
You
yeah.
don't wear
He's
a
always
moon
had
boot if
ankle-
you've sprained
He's
your
always had
ankle.
ankle leg issues.
Yeah,
This is
maybe it was
riveting.
before the big break, but it was.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay.
because he played.
I remember him being hurt.
and he was like,
Hemorrhaged.
he was like, I was like, not to brag, but I was like point guard for the game because of Josh's broken leg. But he was like walking down the court because he couldn't run.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah,
This
that's
was an
fucked.
all-star
That's
game.
dedication.
Probably
What
don't
king.
play.
And also, this was
Yeah, no
it would have
need.
been I would have been year 10 maybe.
Yeah.
Good old
And
days.
this
too,
was like
too young for the beers, so he wasn't hung.
Nah.
And it
this
was like a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we played on Tuesdays, and me and some of the boys who we all went to the same high school.
Yep.
we used
Drop
to-
the starting 4 for this game.
It was me, Josh,
Yeah.
Pat,
Oh.
King.
and I don't know who the other person
Forbes?
was. Forbes?
Couldn't have
Could
been
have
because
Nah,
because you were scoring too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Forbes would have had 100 points.
Yeah. Forbes was like the kind of player where like he was so good that when he didn't play, everyone else like actually they scored. But if
Yeah.
he's there, it's like, oh, I'll just give Forbes the ball. I
Forbes
don't need
knows
to do
what he's
anything.
doing.
Yeah, facts.
Forbes is a natural born scorer. Shout out to Forbes. What happened on this occasion? So yeah, obviously Joe's team's undermanned and injured,
And
quite
so-
hemorrhaged.
So we're in year 10. We're finally getting that, we're kind of old in high school. We're getting a bit of
You're
freedom.
Yeah.
We used to ride the bus
Your balls are dropping.
straight to basketball.
Yep.
But our game was a bit later. So we head across the road to the old McDonald's, have
Yep.
a bit of a
Oh.
feed. Seemed like a great idea at the time.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely smashed some burgers, lots of chips, frozen
Yeah.
Coke. We're living it up.
pre-vego life.
Yeah, the good old days.
Taking back.
Oh, dude. If they ever do like the impossible like Big Mac,
Oh yeah.
The impossible.
man, I would. Yeah, like a
vegan version.
Oh.
Big Mac, man, I'd smash that.
Anyway, so Joe's running around on the court and he was having a game. Joey had like 12 points before halftime. Was
Bless
actually
it.
quietly dominating.
King.
And I was in awe. I was like, man, this bloke should shoot more.
Yeah, facts.
He was fucking dominating, running up and down the court, and then he just like ran. There used to be big stairs,
stair,
at
like a
Willow.
stadium.
And he sort of the game's like he just scored, and then he ran over to me, and I was like, oh, what's he? We're doing fucking.
doing celebratory.
We're doing tongue kisses on court. That's
We're doing
weird.
handshakes.
And so he ran over to me, like hurdled up onto the bench. The thing is about it will be a foot tall, 2 foot.
Yeah.
He's like jumped up, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? And he grabs the bin that sat next to me, puts his whole head in it, and just fucking.
And those bins are low. You got to really bend down.
He's chuttering so hard into this bin. And I was like, whoa, I think you were there. I was like, whoa, this is nuts.
Yeah, me and
He
Matt
just
was
looked straight up and did one of these arms. Just the full arm from elbow to fucking wrist through his face just to clean off any debris.
The best part
And
was.
this, I was like, oh, that's disgusting. Jumped straight back onto the court.
And beat Josh back on D.
And just
Yeah,
kept-
he was limping away.
Yeah, I was sitting next to me and I don't know how old me and Matt would have been, but we would have been like in year 5 or something. And Matt looked at me and he was like, as if he just did that.
It was
And then,
so fucked, man.
Kick shit, Joe.
It's
That's
the
probably one
most-
of your best moments, not gonna lie.
It's a good
Joe.
game,
yeah.
It was only followed by, we went to Adventure World, summer of 2014, 13, summer of 13.
Hell yeah.
Fuck, that's ages ago.
Could have been. That was 2013. Was the year before the big basketball game.
Doesn't feel like that long ago.
Fucking hell.
So we're there. We're on all the fucking spinny rides. We're actually there with shout out to Declan Collins, Taylor's nephew. Declan was down there. He was running amok because he had 3 brothers for the day. So he was absolutely fucking frothing it. He wanted us to do this, want to do this, want to do this. And the kid would have been.
The Abyss was only near.
How old was he? He would have been.
Oh,
10?
I was in year 6. Yeah, year 5, year 6 as well.
Oh,
This is
so
like the
he'd be
first time.
So he would have been like year
7.
2.
This
Yeah.
is the first time Riley. So this is like your cousin-in-law or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And me and Riley had like never like heard many a tale of
He's a
this
character.
dude.
He's an absolute king.
It was our first time getting to hang out with him. It was a
Yeah.
great day.
Especially when he was really young, he just ping off the walls like
Oh,
he was. He had so much energy. It
A
was,
couple of red cordials in that kid, and he was.
it was
going.
elite.
Yeah,
Now,
I remember the brand new, the big like the ticket item at Adventure World. The Adventure World was getting their first ever like huge roller coaster.
Yeah, proper roller
The
coaster.
Abyss, and it's worth like millions, and it's like one of the best roller coasters in Australia.
now I didn't want to go on. I don't like dizzy rides. That's my vibe.
Yep.
But you boys were like, yeah, fucking oath, we'll do it. And
Yeah,
he
I
really
was
wanted
keen.
to.
Jack
He
was
really
keen.
wanted to go on. So all of you went on there, and I don't know. You went on. You seemed to go on a few times.
Because there were no
yeah.
lines. So
Yeah.
we finished the ride. It
was like a
sprint
pu-
back up the stairs, go again. I reckon we went 9. to
Yeah, we're
11
good at
times.
going on like random days that no one's there.
Yeah, we good. I think it was because
They had a season apart.
at the high school as well, we got a lot of free days, so we just fucking dipped.
Love it.
And we all went fine. Then we on the way home. I'm sitting in the front. I'll see if I can find the photo.
I think also it would have been Bounty's revenge.
I've seen
May
yeah,
have had
Bounty's
his revenge on me.
I would have had the photo on like an old iPhone. I'll see
Yeah.
if I can find
The
it.
iPhone 4.
It made me crease. Joey's sitting in the back.
Me and Joey sitting in the back, windows down, hair blonde throw.
Well,
We're
how
still
was-
drying from the water slides.
How was today? Yeah, really good, really good. And
Thanks,
then
thanks for picking us up, Mum.
next thing you know, Joey says, "No, I'm not too feeling too good. I'm not feeling too good." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Bag, give me a bag, give me a bag." Mum finds like this random plastic bag, like a grey IGA plastic
the
bag.
old
Before they did
plastic
like
the
bag.
old one. Yeah, they don't make them anymore.
before they were banned,
Yeah.
before they got
legit.
cancelled.
Thanks.
And so Joe's got his face in this brown bag, and he's just pouring his whole guts into this thing.
I don't really remember this.
I do. It was fucking
I remember
vile.
you bum pulled over and you were getting out of the car and there was we were on like kind of like a rural road, so it was probably like 80.
Yeah, that
longos,
one
and it was
like just like Bibra Lake going out.
Yeah.
yeah, and Joe's just
Anyway, Joey's got vomit in a bag, and he's holding it. And I was like, "Man, you just gotta let this thing like go out the window."
while we were driving.
Mum wouldn't let us do it. I wanted to watch
fucking
Joe
funny.
just drop a bag of vomit and watch it hit
The side of the car.
concrete.
Hit
No, hit
someone.
concrete. Imagine a vomit water balloon. That's what it would have been. Just like fucking carnage. Just all of Joe's insides
That would have been cool.
on the outsides. But lastly, I reckon this is my favourite of all time. We were going to Hoyt's Cinemas,
Hoyts, okay.
and we were going to go and see a movie, and we
What for
got
the wilder people.
discounts because we worked in the
yeah, we worked for another cinema.
for an unnamed movie cinema, right? And so we went to see Hunt for the Wilder People, which is actually a very funny film. It was I think it was on an April school holiday,
Genius.
and we made our way in. And I don't know why Joe was feeling crook. Do you?
Was I there?
I think
Yeah.
I hadn't eaten so far. Sometimes if I don't eat in the morning, I get a bit.
So if
get a
you
bit
eat too
queasy.
much, you yak.
If you don't eat,
It's
yeah.
very delicate.
You yak.
Basically, if
You
you
don't
wake,
eat, you yak.
uh,
Where's the middle, Joe?
It
I
wasn't
need to
on,
have something, you
it
know.
wasn't on this occasion. We're all standing there ready to go. You were there. I was there. We only got couple of free tickets. So I think we get 2 like cheapies per person that worked at said movie cinema.
Yep.
You worked at said movie cinema as well.
I
So we
did.
had 2 of us working at an unnamed movie cinema.
Yep.
And so we needed both of us to be able to get all 3 of us in, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We we get in there. And we go to buy the tickets. And you're standing next to me at this point. You were.
I don't know. I was definitely in the line
we
at that point.
had to, in like our staff guys to validate we'd like organise the free tickets and shit. And then mid transaction, the chick prints them all out. We pick out seats and everything. Mid transaction, Joe just turns and runs out of the cinema where you're buying the tickets from. Which, like, to the unseen eye, to the untrained eye, if anyone else saw that, be like, what the fuck is going on here? This bloke has just run.
What does he know?
And he's run straight over to the bin. Unfortunately, at this Hoyt cinema, it was at Carousel.
Is that Caro?
There was the bins weren't going down.
Oh, this is the story.
They were sidewinder bins, right? So they were
Yeah, I hate that.
they were like letterbox bins, yeah. That's probably the best way
Why
to
do they
describe
make
it.
those?
Sort of. No, it's more like a bin with like a little lid on it.
Yeah, why do they
'Cause
make
it's like
the ones?
the letterbox ones are like there's one entry. This one you can get in it from all sides. There's just like a thing.
Oh,
on
it's
top.
like a dome. There's like a little
Why do they
triangle
make
house type dome on top.
So there's
I
and
think,
there's
I
like
think the reason why they do it, one, normally they will see them outside so the birds can't get in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And another thing is also like if you stack it too high, you can't just sort of keep piling shit on.
Fair enough.
Now,
However-
Joey runs over to this thing, and then for a normal bin, you come in a bit like a top loader, like a top loader washing machine. You'd come in and you'd vomit down.
Yeah, much like in my basketball heyday, I was expecting that.
Joey comes around, and I've paused. I've gone transaction. We're gonna wait a sec, and I've just watched Joe sprint over. And when you used to run, when you run in a panic, Joe, you do quite wide legs. I don't know if you're aware. Riley's aware. You don't do a normal run. You do wide legs, and you sort of go left, right, and your whole body shakes, which I'm sure doesn't help the vomit. Yeah, but it's almost like if I run in a straight line, it's gonna go up and down, up and down. Where if I run side to side, hopefully it'll just slosh.
That's the thing. You don't want it popping up.
Hopefully it'll slosh around and fall back down with gravity. It doesn't often do that because he runs over to the bin, side, gets to the bin, and instead of then he's looked up and worked out I can't vomit down into this thing. And so he leans, he runs over to the bin, puts his face on it, and then tilts his head on a 90-degree angle.
Genius.
So
Protractor out.
so that he could fit his face in the side of the bin and still vomit on an angle into the bin.
Did you get it?
He got it.
And they slant
did, yeah.
down as well, so
you
it must
need-
have rolled.
It wasn't
No,
pretty.
I think,
it wasn't.
I think I was
pretty.
able to like put my head in, like twist it, put it in, and then like twist it back down.
It was fun.
Tough.
Yeah.
It was a full protractor system.
Then I was feeling all good. I loved the movie.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
film,
Made
great
my
film.
absolute morning. But yeah, Joey, you're just dominant when it comes to the bombs,
He loves it.
and I can't wait to report on the next public bomb that Joe launches
Can't
because
wait.
I'm sure it'll be an absolute ripper. Hopefully this weekend we've got a couple of parties on.
Yeah. Could be.
I can't wait. All right, boys. Obviously moved into the new place, getting everything organised. Water, electricity, all that shit was pretty easy, right?
Yep.
Internet. I was hoping that the internet was going to be easy. I thought I could do it over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not. I have to go into the place. Well, you can do it over the phone. You can do it online,
But you don't have internet. Which
but
makes
they
it
don't
tricky.
wipe. They seem to wipe a lot of fees if you do it in store. They're like, yeah, we'll just fucking won't charge you for that.
Yeah. Fucking
And you get the fucking modem and everything on the day. They just hand it to you and go, there you go.
Good on him.
If you do it on the phone, if you do it online, apparently takes a few days to get to you. And when you're working from home,
you need that internet.
you need the internet, right?
Yep.
So-
Internet.
The position I was in is I went into the store.
Yep.
To get the internet.
And those people, like, you know, it's their job. They're pretty on the ball with all this stuff.
Oh, you would fucking think.
You'd hope so.
Now, it's one of Australia's biggest telcos. It may in fact be the biggest telco in Australia.
Cannot confirm.
They may also sponsor the football. They may not.
A few of them.
A few of them do, yeah.
One of them does. Now, on this occasion, I've gone into the store and I've been... firstly, they're like, oh, yeah, you go in. Because I was like, can I do it over the phone? She goes, no, you got to come in, sort it all out in here if you want the modem today.
Yep.
I was like, fuck me. Okay, I'll come down. So I go down.
Yeah.
Get there, and she goes, "Oh, I'm like, I just called here to set up the internet." She goes, "Oh, fantastic. It's an hour wait."
Why didn't you mention this on the phone?
That's fantastic
And
news.
is this the same? Is
Same
that the
chick.
person you spoke to on
Yeah,
the phone?
yeah. So then I leave, go to, obviously looking for other furniture and shit. So basically just waste an hour of my fucking life
hanging out,
doing
yeah.
that. And then I call them back because I'm like, I haven't heard, because she goes, "Oh, give me your phone number and everything. We'll give you a buzz when it's ready."
Yeah.
Gets to 55 minutes, haven't heard a fucking thing. So I'm thinking,
They're not
I
ready.
call her and said, "Oh, g'day." And she picks up and goes, "Oh, what's going on?" I was like, "How are we looking?" Said an hour. We're pretty close to now. "Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, dead quiet.
Are you around?" And I was like, "I can be." She goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, make your way down now." So I get in there. She goes, "No worries, all right, we're here." So I've already wasted an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't have I've just done it over the phone with her and then just walked in, picked up the box and fucked off.
You'd think.
Apparently not. Anyway, so I go in there and she goes, she was free as well. The chick who I spoke to on the phone was free. She's walking around with an iPad like she was fucking, I don't even know.
Like an iPad carrier or some shit.
Like she was working in the Genius Bar. Like she had no right to be there.
Yeah.
I was like, why can't you just fucking help me? Surely it's not that hard to do.
It's like when they go like, "Oh, no, you can't get that. That's the display one." She's the display employee.
She's the display employee. She goes, "I'll just sit over there and someone will be there to help you." And I was like,
She's there to make it look like.
aren't you here to help me? Isn't that why you're wearing the fucking polo shirt, darling? I sit down. 5 minutes pass, and this lady comes over to me, and she goes, "Are you here? Are you waiting?"
The person who told you to wait.
No, different chick.
Okay.
God. And I was just like, "Yeah, I guess." Like, we were
Nah, I
just.
thought it was a good place to hang.
And she was like, I was like, "Yeah, I'm just." She goes, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "I think I'm waiting for you." She goes, "Oh, right." And then she checks with the other chick to make sure.
What's this waiter guy?
Who's this random guy sitting in one of our chairs? I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm here." And she come over. Firstly, she comes over and goes, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, good." And she goes, "What are you waiting for?" And I was like, "I think you." And she fucks off.
Yep.
And then she comes back. And she goes, "Yeah, you're waiting for me."
You are waiting
And
for
I was like, "Okay."
I've just checked. It's me.
And I was like, "Fantastic, okay, cool." And she goes, "Oh, just come and join me here." So I moved from where I'm sitting forward about a meter to where she was sitting into. I was like, "Here," and she goes, "Yeah, that'd be perfect if that's fine for you." And I was like, "What? Back there was fine for me. I don't know why we're here now."
Yeah.
And I sit back down. And she goes, "Anyway, so how are you?"
Still good.
And she
Little
goes,
bit
"Oh, I just
irritated.
asked you that." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm still good." And that should have been the first red flag, I reckon, when she asked me how I was twice, walked off once, then made me sit in a different chair. She clearly doesn't know what she's doing.
No. Step 1, get him in the chair.
And then
Step 2, how are you?
So tell me, how are you really?
And then it just, I don't know, it went from bad to worse quick. "What do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, like a modem for my house." She goes, "Oh, fantastic."
That's easy.
And then like looked at me like I had more to add. And I was like, I think this is your cue to jump in and sell me something.
Yeah.
She goes, "Which one do you want?" And I was like, "No, Taylor." I was with Taylor, and Taylor had done it like a week before.
Yeah, she was telling me about it today. Apparently it took her 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck happened when I went in there. Chick goes, "Oh, which one do you want?" And I just looked at Taylor. I was like, "I don't what."
The good one.
The
The
80
internet
baht
one.
one, like the cheap fucking one that'll get me internet today. Oh, okay, cool.
Good choice.
And then she said a name of like whatever plan it was. Like I would know it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I guess. Like, I don't know. And looked at Taylor and goes, "I don't think that's what it's called." So now we're in a debate. We're in a three-way debate about what the fuck this internet program's called.
Yeah.
And none of us seem to know, including the woman who sat there. But she's looking at us like we have more wisdom than she does. Anyway, that was just the start. And eventually, we went on so many. I'll just tell you a couple of the
highlights,
the big hitting moments. Because I was sat there for 65 minutes working out what I'm going to do about my internet plan. She sets me up on one account and then fucks off and goes, "Oh, we have to use the old system because the new system's not working." That was after the 20-minute period. And then she comes back down, she sits down and goes, "Okay, now I'm going to need I'd already provided her where I live,
Yep.
my current phone number,
Yep.
the fact that I'm on Dad's plan at the moment."
Yep.
And then she left and then she came back down and goes, "Oh, we're going to do it again." And she then asks my phone number again, where I live again, my name, my full name again.
No changes.
No, nothing had changed. Unfortunately, nothing had changed. And then she fucking leaves again, comes back again. Now we're at 35 minutes. This is just going on and on and on. And then she goes, okay, here we go. For this new point, I've got to ask you a few questions. And I was like, yeah, fire away, I guess. We're in now. All right, where do you currently work? I was like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah, it's a strange.
That's a
strange
weird
one.
one.
I'm getting home internet, yeah?
Yeah.
I was like, I told her where I worked. And then I immediately was like, why does that matter? Like,
Yeah.
what does that got to
What
do
could
with
it
anything?
possibly-
Oh, that's just the old system. We need to work out where you work. I was like,
Why?
I had
She
no
didn't
idea.
answer the question.
And I was like, okay, fantastic. And so I gave her like a she then read out the wrong place back to me, and I just went,
Yep.
that's the
Good
place.
enough.
And she goes, okay, cool. And how long have you worked there? I've been there for, 2 months?
Yeah.
It's like 2 years. 2 years I've been there. She goes, oh, right, okay. And she goes, and where do you currently live? And I was like, the same place I just fucking told you I live.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, okay, cool. This is a new place. And I was like, yeah. She goes, how long have you lived there? And I was like, at this point,
A day.
yeah, I was like, 2 years. She goes, oh, okay, really? And then she goes, and where was the last place you lived? And she'd already brought up to me that on my driver's license, it didn't say the place that I currently live.
Yep.
It said my old place. And I've just gone, there. It's on the license that you told me was incorrect.
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. So she starts writing all that down. And how long have you lived there before you moved? And I was like,
What the fuck? This is
2 years. And she goes, okay, cool. And she goes, and where was your past employer? I was like, what? She goes, like the employer that you're at before this place.
It's like,
And
why are they writing these?
It's
Like,
like
where
a
is she
marketing-
reading the questions
It
from?
sounds like
That's
they're trying
exactly
to
what it
market
was.
them.
That's exactly what it was. She's trying to build me a profile so they can advertise to me correctly, right?
Yeah.
So I told her where I worked, and then she goes, how long are you there? And I said, I was there for less than 2 years. I was 2 years again, obviously. She's not sensing a pattern. Like everything's now just like I'm
Stay at
smiling.
places for 2 years.
I'm smiling and like just taking the clear piss out of her. And then she goes, oh, and what do you currently do for work? And I'm like, how far down
2
this
years.
how far down this rabbit hole are we going to go before we just give up on this whole this
Marketing propaganda.
Anyway, so I tell her I'm in marketing. I go, oh, I do marketing
She's like, son of a bitch, you got me.
at this place.
That's what this is.
I do marketing at this place, and she goes, oh, okay, cool. And she's obviously
Oh, that's where you work now.
looking through the system. She's obviously got a lot of preset
Yeah.
options to select.
Okay.
And I reckon she must have been looking for a minute because I thought she was still filling out shit. And then she just like looked over and goes, would that be like classified as a trade? Would you be like a tradesman? And I just went, yep. And I looked at Taylor, and Taylor's like quietly giggling away. She's looking at the computer for 2 minutes and then looks at me and goes, well, marketing, is that a trade? It's like, okay. You clearly have no fucking idea what you're doing.
Yeah. Jake walks in his high vis.
Yeah, honestly. And she left.
I'm a marquee.
She left. She came back, and Taylor goes, "Why is this taking so long?" She goes, "I was here the other day, and I spoke to that man, and the dude was there that she'd spoken to." She goes, "He sat me down, took 5 minutes, had all the modem, had everything. We're out of here."
Yeah. That's what
Then
she
she's asking if I've got an ABN. She goes, "Oh, you get a discount if you get an ABN." So I've called you asking for our ABN.
The old
She's then
Macpack ABN.
She's then found our ABN on the system. She's taken another 5 minutes, then she's walked off, come back, sat down, had a discussion with the chick who's walking around with the iPad still, like she's fucking Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
And then she sits back down. She goes, "Okay, I've got your ABN." Puts it in. She goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna have to chat." She gets back up, walks over there, takes the chick, sits back down. Goes, "The ABN's not gonna work." So we took 15 minutes fucking working out what my ABN is, only to throw that immediately
Why
out the
didn't it
window.
work?
Because apparently having you lads on there.
Yeah, because
means
we're a partnership.
Yeah, because you guys are part of a tradesman company and I'm not part of that same trade.
We're not all tradies. We're gonna go.
She comes back down. It just continued to go on and on. She then calls another dude over, who was the dude that helped Taylor. He's standing behind, and he's looking at me like shaking his head, like I hired her.
You're the
like,
problem.
Yeah, like this chick has no idea what she's doing, and it's my fault. And I'm like, what? And he's just like shaking her head at her, and he goes, "You've got 4 profiles for him. What's going?" And it felt like that because she'd asked me that many fucking questions. So she's clearly just bringing up new tabs.
I'm gonna merge them.
Just time wasting. Oh, it went on for so long. Then finally, I was like, "Do I get the modem today?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, and Taylor goes, "And you're waiving the cost because that's why we're here. That's why we spent an hour." So none of the costs come through with this. Oh, I might be able to do that. I'll just have to go chat to Steve Jobs back there. So she goes back there, comes back, goes, and today we're gonna waive the fees.
Oh, legend.
And then she pulls up all the fucking deals, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I was like, what one do you want? She goes, $80 one. And she goes, oh, what? I'll do a great deal for you today. I'm going to put you on the $140 one. And I was like,
I don't want that.
whoa up, Charlie. She goes, because it only costs $1 a month. And I was like, fantastic. And I said, and then
that seems really cheap.
and I was like, what happens next month? She goes, oh, $140. And I was like, well, okay, we're not doing that. She goes, no, but you can cancel it. But she didn't mention that until I asked. So I'm just rolling over $140 unless I say otherwise, which is fantastic for the first month.
Yeah.
But after 2 months, I'm now paying like so much more money for internet. Anyway, she finally walks off. She comes back. She comes back with a bag and 2 cables, right?
Yep.
Wait, but don't you have that $1 one? I thought you were on that.
I am, yeah.
Hell yeah.
She got me on it.
She's good, yeah.
She's a great.
She's good at what she does.
She's great at marketing and being a tradesman. So good to know. She walks back over. She got 2 cables in her hand. She went to ask someone for help. They couldn't help, so she walked over and she put both the things in my bag and she left. Right? Taylor's gone by now. She's fucking walked out of the shop. Sure. And as she hands me the bag, she looks me in the eyes and goes, "In a couple of days, you will get the review." Oh, I'm doing an accent. In a couple of days, you'll get a review, right? And you have to ask, and then you have to tell me, you have to give honest feedback, right, about how this went.
Yeah.
Anything
honest feedback.
Anything under a 9 is considered a fail. And I just
out of 10.
Yes, and this grin appeared on my face, larger than anything
I've got you, sis.
ever felt. And I was like, "Oh, no worries." Okay, so if you could just give me 9,
9 at least.
9 is a fail, and then if you could just leave
8 is a fail.
leave just a nice comment. No, 9 is a fail. Unless she gets 10, it's a fail. 9 is a fail. Trust me, she didn't get a 9. They said, and I waited 2 whole days. And they sent me this text. The telco company sent me this text. And my eyes lit up, and I fucking went on, and I gave her the lowest score possible.
1.
And I wrote,
or 0.
I think it was 1. And I wrote, this chick is no help. The poor staff didn't even know what to do with her. They couldn't even really assist. She clearly had no idea what she was doing, which is fine. But put someone else on with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Everyone needs to learn.
I didn't pot her, but I was like, no one really helped her out. They didn't know what to do. She was terrible at her job, a job that could have taken 5 minutes, and that I know takes 5 minutes. Took an hour plus.
Yeah.
That's all I thought was going to come from that. Usually when you do these feedback surveys, that's the extent of it. Yeah. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm trying to return my TV. So I'm picking up all the calls that I can get.
Yeah.
The phone rings and I answer it thinking it's the company that I wanted to return the TV to. And I answer. I was like, "Jake's phone. What's going on?"
Is that how you answer your phone?
And then she goes, "Oh, hello. My name is Name from this telco company." And I went, "This chick sounds awfully familiar."
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, I think I served you. I definitely served you the other day when you came in, and I'm just reading your review now." Give me a spell. What? Why is that happening?
Here we go.
And then I haven't said a word. All I've said is Jake's phone.
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to read out the review that apparently you said I was absolutely zero help. And,
Yep.
And I was just like, yeah, that all fucking checks out.
Yeah.
The actual phone call, I disconnected it because someone answered the phone, knocked on my door. Okay. I could have just laid in, but I just hung up on her. She called back 3 more.
So really,
3 more times. Yeah, 3 more times.
That's bad. Like that's a bad.
Went and answered the door. Got my microwave from some dude. Perfect timing. Anyway, I just thought, I don't know. Are we pushing? Is that a limit? Are we pushing a limit where?
I would say that's borderline
harassment.
Like they should.
She's got my number.
She's also got your address.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Where you worked 2 years before that. Where you worked 2 years before that.
My ABN.
Trade.
Where we live.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
She got everything.
That's not. If you leave a bad review, that's for the company.
That's what I thought.
To deal with. Not.
I don't think I was DMing her.
Yeah,
going, hey, you're fucking shit at your job.
It's not a dialogue. It's feedback.
So yeah, exactly.
The number's
you
blocked.
don't get feedback on the feedback.
Because when I was free, we called her back. And I called her back. I would have loved to have called her on this. But we did call her back. I called her back. You called her back.
With a
both numbers are disconnected when you call back.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's what you get when you work for a telco company.
I don't know if they have a disposable number of what's going on.
They must do.
But I need to call back. Maybe we'll fucking talk about this in a future segment. But I didn't think that when you left a review for someone, the person that you left a review for themselves gave the old 911 and went, "Hey, Ledge.
You got a problem with me?
You're a bit honest. Well, yeah. You're a bit fucking
and the
honest.
arrogance to call up someone who leaves you a hate speech and be like, Why?
Yeah.
Like, you know why. I told you why.
Hey,
Yeah.
I told you
Improve.
under a 9 was a fail.
Yeah, literally. I was like, I'm well aware of that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we asked the people of Perth this week,
People of Australia, people of the world.
do you have any bad customer service stories?
Stories, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's got to be.
We're at a couple of quickies and then we'll get out of here.
Should I read mine first?
Do you want to read yours first?
Yeah, I got a real quick one. Came from Santana 2K. He said that he went to a store, didn't say which one. He had meant to transfer his money from one account to another. He
Yep.
hadn't. Goes to pay, it declines. The cashier announces publicly to the gang, that's declined, like quite loud.
That's
He's like,
very well.
that's not what
So
you want. You got to be
embarrassing.
a subtle. That's
fine.
how's it going through?
It also beeps if it's declined. Like everyone's
say
saying
no,
that. You don't need to.
And you don't
announce-
say decline. You say, oh, that one didn't work.
Where was
How's
he? Where
going
was he
through?
at?
No, he didn't say. Yeah.
Oh, imagine being at like
You guys
Woolies and they
rings the poor bell.
yeah, and they turn the mic. You know that mic. Yeah. Jenny to aisle 3. Poor boy out of the store, please. Poor boy out of the store.
Couldn't afford 240s worth of groceries.
Spew it.
We also got another one from Sophie Jones.
Jonesy!
Jonesy used to work at. Can we? Yeah, you can say that, can't we? You
sure
can
off
say
it,
that.
J-Mac.
She used to
Fuck
work at the place with the big M,
The big M.
where
The Golden
Ronald,
Arches.
where Ronald used to work. She goes working at where Ronald used to work and passed a lady her coffee through the drive-through window. She grabbed it awkwardly and spilt it in the middle of her car, which isn't a good place to spill coffee.
Of course
No.
not. It's burning. It's golden.
She then proceeded to park in the bays and then tell me to come and clean her car immediately.
Big call, big call.
And then after Soph comes to clean it, she's going to go get it professionally cleaned. And she wants Sophie to pay for how much the professional clean is going to cost. Even though it wasn't Sophie's fault at all, she actually remembers putting on the lid quite correctly because the lid she put on one lid, it broke. So she took the lid off, made sure this one was put on correctly, handed it to the woman who apparently just slammed it down like a
Smashed it,
Rob
yeah.
Gronkowski in the touchdown area into the cup
No
hold.
idea that is.
Into the cup hold.
Rubber.
And it just absolutely kicked off.
That's stuff like that is like. I mean, Sophie's a professional drink handler to cars.
She
Yeah.
is.
This woman, right, she's doing maybe a couple a week
Who
max.
knows?
Like
If
that's
that.
Who knows? Who knows?
This one
The
came
nerve.
from my lovely girlfriend Olivia. Her birthday was the other day.
Shout out to Olivia.
Shout out to
Shouts.
Olivia. This one is
Happy
like
birthday, Olivia.
this one's bad.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
gonna try and get through it quick. It's a bit of a long one, but it's definitely worth the wait. So this is told in the first person from her. I was getting my eyebrows waxed in 2020, and it was a few days before Christmas. I always get them waxed every month, and it was never an issue at this particular place. I won't name and shame because it's probably quite bad. This day was not the case. The lady had just finished waxing my face, and I realized the redness wasn't going down as fast as it usually does. She looked at me and was really panicked, and that made me panic, naturally. She brought up the mirror to my face for me to see that my skin had been burned off. I was in a lot of pain. I was in a lot of pain, but I'm a pretty calm person, so I said it's okay, and that she didn't want her to feel bad. She called her manager.
She's so nice.
She called her manager in, as she was scared I was going to sue them. And when the manager came in, she began to tell Olivia off because she thought she was on some sort of medication that made her skin extra sensitive. Therefore, it caused the burning, which she wasn't.
Imagine getting yelled at for getting your face burnt off.
You
and then
come
someone
here,
looking
you
at
Anyway.
burn your face.
I was actually there this
Yeah.
day. I was actually there this day, and
Oh, you were there.
yeah, I was waiting.
Pouring
outside.
wax. You were in charge of the
remember
wax,
her-
were ya?
I think I remember her coming over.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
I
Anyway,
don't.
I was waiting.
Looking like Michael Jackson?
No, I think she was
I'm,
she like
I'm not finished yet, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, so I was outside and I saw Olivia like walk out of the room crying. So I came in, and the chick was still like angry at Olivia, and then I was just like looking at her like, who the fuck are you? Like, stop yelling at Olivia for you burnt her face. Anyway, and then she was like, Olivia said I started crying because she was mean. Then I called my mum.
Salty tears in the wounds
good
would
for
not
the
have
way.
helped.
She was like, I called my mum, and Olivia's mum loves her ever so dearly. So she knew that Olivia's mum would get on the phone with her and yell at her and basically say, stop being a fucking bitch. Anyway, the lady started to tell her mum that she thinks that Olivia was lying about her medication, and she didn't make her pay in the very end of it.
I
all.
hope not.
But
Yeah, fuck.
her skin was like, for Christmas and like almost New Year's, she actually had like burn marks, like blistering all over her, like around like her mouth and like around her eyes. It was actually like so fucked.
Well, that's pretty intense. And she got no reimbursement for that.
Yeah, she just didn't have to pay.
Did she get the
has
star
not been-
system?
She's still got
Did she get to leave a 1-star review?
She has not been back. No.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be back. I also won't be back to this telco place either.
Fucking hell.
We might have to give them a call. Maybe we'll give them a call at some point. Just say, Just get a
What's
check
going
in.
on? Oh, we should call him on air.
Yeah, that's what I mean. See if we can chat to her
Can
personally.
I speak to?
Yeah, give
Alma?
him a bit of a. This call may be recorded.
Yeah, this call is being recorded and shared, distributed worldwide. Anything under 5 stars is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If anyone leaves a review for us that isn't 5 stars,
Yeah, you'll be getting a call.
yeah, leave your phone number. We'll give you a red hot buzz.
Hey, we're back to our favorite weekly segment. It's a segment we do every week. It's the Everyday Hero. Take it away, Riley.
Actually,
Yeah, take it away. I wasn't ready for that. That was
Joey.
good. That was good, Joey. well
Tardy
done.
to the episode, tardy to the hero. That's right. I'll be sitting in the middle next week.
Those on YouTube will get the whole gamut of that. I was just sitting on my phone, not really doing much then, and you've just launched in.
took
Yeah,
the
it's
reins.
oftentimes I'll, as a joke, start the
I
segment.
really liked it. That was good. Kick off.
rightio. Okay.
Riley just butchers it so bad.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Benny's
Saturday
Fremantle.
night.
Saturday night's alright with me.
Saturday night. Benny's Fremantle. Club in Freo.
The place to be.
Place to
Love
be,
it.
right? Me and the boys, we're having a good night. We're on the dance floor. Excited to be there. It was all happening.
Yeah.
When a hero emerged. Not
Hero on
often.
the D-flat.
Not many heroes in clubs, are there?
No, a lot of villains.
We've said this
We've
before.
spoken about
yeah.
this before.
But so we're on the dance floor, right? And when you drop something on the dance floor, when someone goes down,
What are you dropping?
Yeah.
it gets scary.
Having a real big night.
Say if someone falls down on the dance floor,
Oh, what?
anything goes. It's scary for that person on the floor. It's
Anything goes.
moments of you could get a foot to the face.
Oh.
at
Yeah,
any
Yeah, it's because
second.
people are not paying attention.
People
to
are
the
busting
ground.
down, right?
Oh, boy.
So all hands on deck to lift another person
Yeah.
up. But when a phone gets dropped, you can't really tell.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
okay.
notice it.
Stomp on it.
The only person who can really tell is the person whose phone it was.
Yep.
And on this occasion, pitch black, especially on the floor, no lights are getting through to the floor of the dance floor when there's like 200 people out the back of this place, right? And so I was dancing
So you're
with
at
the
the back
boys.
of Benny's.
Yeah, at the back of Benny's. I was dancing with the boys, and then I don't know. There's a bit of coercion going on. There's a bit of stress. I can feel stress happening on my left, and I've noticed that someone's dropped their phone.
I don't think you used that right.
Coercion?
There's a bit of coercion going
I
on,
don't think
right?
that's a...
Someone.
I think coercion is when you like.
Cohesion is when a team of basketball players get a really tight bond and they start to play well with
And
each other.
Coercion is when like you can be like coerced into like giving false evidence.
Rightio.
Commotion?
Commotion.
Commotion, that's it.
So there was a bit of coercion, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, whoa, what's going on over there, right?
Is that how you said it?
It's like, guys, what's going on?
There's some coercion over there.
And
It's crazy.
some flashlights come out. Some flashlights come out to play, right? And
Yeah, I love that. When something happens like that, and you're like, I'm not gonna help at all, but I put my flash on.
well, I didn't put my. I was a little bit far away, but I noticed that flashlights go on. Everyone's looking down at the ground, looking for. I found out later to be a phone, and like the floor is.
It's no man's
It's
land.
lava.
Yeah, it's a scary place to be. You don't want to put your hand down there. Anyway, right? Your phone's on the floor. Stressful moments for everyone involved.
Yep.
And they couldn't find this phone. They're looking for probably for 15 seconds, which is a long time to be looking at the ground in a nightclub, right? Everyone's just like, holy where's my phone? Where's my phone? Flashlights are coming out, and this man emerges from absolutely nowhere, right? And he picks up the phone and raises it. But what I noticed about this man, which was different to the rest of the group,
Yep.
he was a little person.
Oh.
He used his littleness.
Yeah, you can say that. I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
proximity. Yeah,
He used his proximity to the ground. He used his ability.
Tread carefully. Yeah. Don't be making gags.
He used his
Yeah, he's a little person. He's closer to the ground than everyone else.
Yeah, he used his
vantage point.
His vantage.
Less laughing.
He used his.
Oh no.
He used his height to what's the word? To his advantage.
His advantage, yeah.
And he emerged a hero amongst these people because what turned into what was what was a stressful moment.
Of chaos.
It was a moment of chaos for all these people. Was saved by this man who just came.
Let's not laugh. He's a hero.
It's hard to articulate, but you get the idea.
We've never ended
He's
a
an
year.
everyday fucking hero.
We've never ended an everyday with this like, yeah, you get the picture. Yes. So on this occasion, we are awarding this week's everyday hero to the little person.
Yep.
Who come up with a huge gesture.
Yes.
Yep.
And he awarded the young lady young man with the telephone.
Yep.
That he wouldn't have.
He saw an opportunity where he was the best fitted man for the job,
Exactly.
and he made it happen.
Exactly. All right, boys. That brings us to the end of another episode of the Macpack Podcast. A little bit of an extended edition of the Macpack Podcast. Had a lot of energy. We haven't spoken to anyone this week because we've been in lockdown. Haven't really seen either of you Muppet heads either. So
We've been ready to go.
it was good to riff. It was good to wax.
It's always
Yeah, we're waxing.
It was good to have a yarn. Next week we are fortunate enough. We're doing a Mother's Day episode of the Macpack Podcast.
Yes, highly anticipated.
When
Mother's
is
return.
Mother's Day?
May 8th.
So when will that drop on the?
It's Sunday, so that episode will come out on the 6th.
Oh, fantastic! So you can get in the mood. You can get
I
in the-
thought we fucked it up. I thought I was like, wait, should we have done the Mother's Day one today?
No, that's all right. So we'll be chatting with Mum this time next week on the Macpack Podcast. We're also going to put out a line for you to ask Mum a question. We want to do a bit of a segment.
Some mother's advice.
Yeah, where we get a mum's take on things because obviously we're a pretty heavy advice-based podcast. We often offer quite a lot of advice.
We do, yep.
So no, it'd be good to get Mum on board to actually
an educated guess.
to give people a little bit of wisdom because we so frequently are unable to provide the people of Perth. Boys, until then, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit alongside of you this week and every week. And until we do so this time next week with that lovely mother Janine, please remember to stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mama a hug.
it's chuffing now, but not forever.